What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is definitely the first take. My phantom power did not turn off on my box randomly. No sir, not at all. We have purple versus blue, one of the best decks in the format, versus low tier hero Lilithymon as the main baddie for the top of the deck. We'll see if we actually get to get much out of her. Opening start, no rookies, and unfortunately, the Boogeyman actually doesn't pick up any of those three cards. The one of Anubis to the bottom. Of course, when you're kind of trying to make like a specific Digimon's like deck focus, and they haven't got all their support, no Lilithymon X or anything like that, stuff like the Anubis just helps as purple good stuff because you might as well. That said though, passing over 4 and not really getting anything out of it gives Imperial a lot of time to set up with rookie in the front, back, and the Daiken. Like this is one of those alarming situations, especially when they're going to be guaranteed going to 3. Davis popping out of security. Could go the Baste here, but there's nothing to play back from trash. So we're going to go into the Baste. Yeah, ignore that it is unsuspended. It's about to get sham-wowed. It's Imperial. Going to 3, down to 1, -1, end of turn DNA, game back 2. Into the Imperialdramon, and then gain back 1, strip out the sources, and suspend. Now we can swing through it with the piercing, which does mean it will unsuspend, go in again, get your damage. And a Veemon to pass turn. Passes over 1, gets the Davis, and can also pick up either the Sting or the Veemon. We're going to take the Veemon. But a Devimon could come out. In situations where there was a little bit more in trash, she'd be able to take the Devimon and swing over the Imperialdramon if it wasn't for the fact that we did just see Imperial Ace get like shown. So like it would get cooked by Imperial Ace. So we're just going to go for the Bastemon. Bastemon is going to get the pickup onto the Demi-Devi. But a free Veemon coming out. You have the choice to pick up the Dojimojimon or the Magnamon. Against purple though, you're almost always going to be taking bounce. I don't see why you wouldn't. So we're going to pick up the Magnamon and put a Veemon in the back. Already so many cards in hand now. That's just trying to figure out where to go. I think personally I would evolve first to get the bounce, but in this situation he doesn't have the means of suspending the Bastemon before, well, suspending it before it can he goes into the attack for Imperialdramon. So there's not going to be a swing unsuspend, just going to be the Magnamon. So we're going to get a what should be a strip and a bounce, but it's not actually going to matter. Nothing to gain back off of the end of turn DNA into the Imperialdramon, but we are going to use the Daiken to strip out the sources, and then we are going to lock down the Baste so it will not unsuspend. Alright, now here comes the Lilithymon actually getting on board. That said though, 2 Imperialdramons. One of them does have the end of attack Toaster Bathtub, Lilithymon, dragging one of them to the grave, but with 2 unsuspends here and only 2 security, like, you're pretty good. We can swing through. This one doesn't have piercing. Does it? I thought it had draw power. I don't know. I don't care. We're going into game 3 either way. Whilst they're getting sorted out, I do want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been supporting the channel. We got at the Mega Tier, Just Justice Josh, who is an Ultimate here on YouTube, as well as a Tier 3 on Twitch. For our Ultimates, we do have the Tommy NT, Tommy Tricks on the Sticks, 3 Strike Rule, and Bradley Rob. For our Champions, we do have Shinny Carry, Coffee Deus, DHM, Solo Ouroboros, King of Knights, Andy Fing, Squid Eater, Benji Gibber, and Thomas Yates. And then, to round out the rookies, we do have Ryan Balfi and Greatness Beam. We'll say a thank you to the Digi-Eggs during our game 3, because we did promise you 3 games out of this one. And it looks like we're going to be seeing Lilith go first, this time with a rookie in the back, Siako, and the Boogeyman is going to come down this time. No, it still doesn't hit into anything. I'm not sure what Boogeyman picks up. I'm assuming it picks up, like, the Lilith, which is why it's here, but... I mean, 0 for 2 on hits this time. And looks like the Veemon in the front is going to be picking up a Wormmon. Are we going to commit that? No Tamer, so... Searching, and no Daiken to pick off of this one, so... All in all, not crazy hits off of the Veemon. Gonna go into the Devi. I thought the Devi was when Digivolving Mill, but I guess it's when attacking Mill. I see a Pandemonium Lost in there, so borrowing from Barbamon in there is going to swing in this time and not hit a Tamer with the Boogeyman. Yeah, it'd be nice to see the Devimon actually get something to do, but we're going to go Pandemonium Lost, so 6 cards, or 5 cards in hand. So it has to trash the Gigadeath and then pops the Wormmon, which it's a lot of memory to be giving to Imperial. I guess the idea is to try and shorten how much things were going, but we're going to go into the Imperialdramon, gaining back 2 memory, which is going to be suspension, and then we're going to punch through it. So I think I would have liked to see the extra value. This one definitely does have piercing, no draws. But there is the 2-color draw on the Veemon, non once per turn, and then we're going to actually play a Wormmon, which does find the Daiken. And it's going to pick up the Veemon, and presumably just going to pass over 4. No, going to go into the Terriermon. Down comes Witchmon. Witchmon, pitch off 1 to give the end of attack explode. But this is still just... Oh, it's not a game on board because we have to swing suspend the Witchmon. Although, it shouldn't be... You shouldn't be able to pierce over it, and like you're not supposed to get the suspension and the targeting. We are going to hit that, which is going to try and pop it, but it does not matter because Armour Purge is going to keep it safe and take it 2-0. Kind of the expected result because, of course, blue into purple is kind of giga awful, and also Imperial is just mega pushed for this format. That said, though, we are going to play a bonus game, and whilst they are getting shuffled off, I want to say thank you to all of our Digi-Eggs. Jambo TCG, John Esposito, Rose Pierce, Christian Royal, Salander Sains, Yuxo, Evan Turner, Onyx Arlen, and Walter Caceres. Thank you everyone that has been supporting me. If you want to have your name shouted out in these videos, then consider joining the memberships. The Digi-Eggs are as low as a £1 a month. Nice way to support the channel and get access to ad-free content early. So we're going to roll for it, and Imperial going first in this final game 3. And looks like we're going to open up with the Devis, which is going to double hit into a blue-green and a green. And now Lilithymon. Demi-Devi in the back. And we can go Demi-Devi in the front. Yeah. So past 4, Demi-Devi in the front. And we're going to go into the Devimon. An expensive level 4. But I mean, there's no rookie on board just yet. And no rookie in the back. So you're not really punished for this. Just going to go for the 1 choke. We're going to move out. We're not seeing much aggro out of them. Boogeyman finally is going to hit. It takes the Dan Devimon, but sends 2 Bastes to the bottom. Luckily, though, we do have a Baste in hand, so we can still go up into the 5, and now we actually do have the ability to go into a 6. Free play the Wormmon. It's going to be that 1-cost Evo. We're going to actually make the Imperialdramon here off of all of that. And then that is going to be strip out the sources, and then suspend everything. Punch through for 1, which is going to be the Pierce. Punch through another, which is going to be a Pierce. And just a lone Demi-Devi that cannot unsuspend. Draw hatch. Gonna go into the Witchmon to give commit die to your Imperialdramon. Gonna pitch off the Lilith. You can see the old Lilith. Because we're not really casting options for cheap at the moment. We're barely making it up to the 5s, which is important. And we're gonna have a retail Bastemon, which I think is bait, because the retail would be an effect. Ooh, no, it's Scapegoat, isn't it? Yeah, so whilst it would be deleted, Scapegoat to Scapegoat the Demi-Devi. I thought that thing had non-deletion, because it certainly doesn't have an on-play. Also, end of turn attack. So I think we're just confirming how... Wait, what? I swear which one is end of turn commit die. I think we're just confirming on the timing. Oh, it's end of turn commit die It's also not by your own effects. Which mon? End of attack. Yeah, it's end of attack, delete this Digimon. So I actually wouldn't have been able to swing through it. But also one of the other things that is very important is this Digimon should not have been able to partition either. Because partition does not let you do it from your own effects. So if you were to calling from darkness it, you wouldn't get able to partition. Specifically as well, the Witchmon gives it to the opponent, so it's considered having one of your own effects. So in this instance, partition wouldn't cause the Digimon to jump out because it is not by an opponent's effect, it's by technically one of your own, which is a really interesting way of doing it. So in this instance, yeah, we would actually be even better for the Lilithymon player because she would be facing down a pretty empty board. Luckily, it's still able to pop stuff. That said, that was just gonna swing in. So yeah, we'd be an extra damage safer. They're sitting on a 5-2, but no rookies being played out. I think we finally bled them dry of all of the rookies. Just checking to see how many cards are in hand. And the Dandevi giving us a Boogieymon, which again still does not hit. I'm not fully sold on the Boogieymon just yet. Hasn't done what I kind of want to see it doing. Tsukaimon though, this card's crazy. Like the on deletion gain 1 memory is brillianto. Boogieymon gonna die, gets its security chip in, which is the first time we've actually seen it do something. Gonna get a second Tsukaimon in the back, and he's a Devimon. Dandevi is gonna swing in. We are bigger than the Veemon, so we are chilling, and we're gonna go into the Neo Devimon. So now we're actually in a decent place. We're gonna get a free Wormmon as we commit our only one, as we do get the Stingmon out of it. And the Neo Devimon will float into a Dandevimon if it does get deleted, but I don't know if there's a second Dandevimon in trash, which is the problem. The Inherit is pretty nice for it. So it looks like we're going to see the Stingmon actually come down. We got more than enough memory to just hard play the Veemon, and oh, we missing the 5 as well? Whoa, missing the 5. So going pretty negative in hand versus purple hand rip is kind of scary. Gonna go into the Lilithymon, whereas the Lilithymon is going to tag the Stingmon for the end of turn deletion. I think we just double check and see how many cards are in hand, because the Dandevimon is going to look to try and put in the hurt. On deletion, we're going to gain... Is it not gain 1 memory from the Tsukaimon? We're going to see the Siako though. Draw 3 and then only trash 1. W. Yeah, so we're just double checking to see... Yeah, I think we're just double checking to do all the timings, because a lot of this is like alien for a lot of people. Like, how do these Lilithymon like end of something targets work? So we're just making sure that we have everything confirmed on like what gets bounced back, what gets deleted, stuff like that. So we're gonna see the Veemon come down. Veemon for free is gonna evolve into a Magnamon. I don't fully hate the just committing all these things to board. Because I think the idea is just to bounce and gain value. And gain back the memory off the Daikens for the Evo, and then we're going to go into a Wormmon. Wormmon does not draw the Imperialdramon, so on deletion is going to go, and then because the Digimon was deleted, Lilithymon burns the security. So now we're in the situation where, presuming that there's no Zudomon Ace as the secret hidden like level 5, we have game on board. Lilithymon gonna swing in, and then end of attack. Well, when attacking, would you like to trash a card? If not, we're gonna play a Digimon, but it's not meant to be. So I think we're gonna have the Dandevi attempt to end the game, or at the very least hit a Magnamon block, which I think is actually probably the right thing to do. We're gonna block, which is going to drop it down, but when attacking, we're gonna play out a little guy, and then once again Boogieymon is going to search top 3. This time actually does hit something. We're going to go into the Neo Devi. Neo Devi is going to tag and delete, and then once again for free comes down. I'm pretty sure, actually no, the Veemon was hard played, wasn't it? The Veemon was hard played just to, was it? I don't know. So many cards have been hitting the ground, and finally we're actually going to see a DNA. So we're going to try and end the game here somehow. Gain back all the memory. So we're going to get the suspension. I mean, we're going to get Source Strip. I mean, 3 of them are going sideways. Yeah, 3 of them are going sideways, so that should be just everything? Trying to swing through, going for the pierce. It does have piercing, so this should be 1 check, no jamming. It is a 10k body. Ooh, when it gets deleted, it goes into the Veemon. Nice. Okay. And then we get to pop something on the way out. And then we're going to go into the Dragon mode to lock it down to stop it from unsuspending. Because, of course, everything that is suspended right now cannot unsuspend. We're going to swing through the Dandevi, which is going to hit Pandemonium Lost and is going to try and kill off the final card. So first we're going to have to pitch one. Going to pitch off, and then we're going to kill off the Veemon to keep them safe. And we're just going to play the blocker. I'm pretty sure this Lilithymon can't unsuspend. I'm going to swing the Dandevi, which is going to block, but... do we have a means of gaining rush? Either way, we're going to swing the Lilithymon. Not sure. Messy final game, but seeing these cards move around is a fun way. Not everyone's familiar with these cards. You can see I'm trying to learn what half of these do on the fly. If you like what you saw, though, and you do want to see more, especially when it comes to kooky, wacky decks facing off, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, have yourselves a damn good one.